Hi guys, Bill Jordan here. I'm at 201-790-3368. I do candid video interviews. People buy from people they know, and the best way for them to know you is with my candid video interview. Now, what happens is the video of the interview hits them on a soul level, and that's when they feel like you are part of their family. They invite you in, they'll give you everything that you want, the family jewels, the good London delivery, the money, the gold, the fame, the fortune, and the mythology. And that's what I want to talk about today. Now, think about this, guys. And maybe you haven't thought about it, but for those who can remember, and I think most people can remember vaguely, faintly, or strongly, or whatever, remember that guy? There was a movie in the 80s called Crocodile Dundee. If you can remember that far back. If you can't, what I'll do is I'll put a clip for it in the description below. You can go watch it. Crocodile Dundee. Now, I don't know when it was, but I heard years ago that Crocodile Dundee, died. A crocodile ate him. He got his just rewards because he's messing with the crocodiles, and he's supposed to be the man who can be one of the boys with the crocodile, and the crocodiles got him. And back in those days, I wasn't really thinking too much about verifying stories because what do I care about Crocodile Dundee? But the thing what I'm getting at is it's in my head. The story about Crocodile Dundee still runs. Excuse me. It runs in my head because it was an international movie. But the story about him getting killed, that's the thing that I'm thinking about. I think about that. I've never seen the guy Crocodile Dundee, but I know he's dead, right? Wrong. Crocodile Dundee was a fictitious character. I thought the guy Paul Hogan, the guy who played Crocodile Dundee, that was his nickname, right? But it turns out that Paul Hogan, because he was an American Australian or something like that, he was the whole concept was based upon this other guy named Rod Ansell. He was the real Crocodile Dundee. And the real Crocodile Dundee, he is dead. Ron Ansell's dead. Why? Because one day he comes, he was distraught. He was pissed off about something. And they knew where he was or something. And these cops came to address him. And Rod comes out of the bushes with a shotgun, no shoes or anything. And he shoots and kills one of these guys. The other guy, shot and killed him. That's how it went down, right? But prior to that time, I just thought that Crocodile Dundee was what I said before. Now, why am I saying all this? I mean, you see the power of the story? Not only is it the story, he became a myth. He became an icon. Then he goes into a myth. It's the Crocodile Dundee myth, right? Now, you know where I'm going with this. You have to tell your story in such a way, just like Fred Rogers, you tell your story in such a way that you become an icon, and a myth, a legend. That's how you do it. If you're really concerned about, the longevity of your work, living past your demise, you got to tell stories, man. Because the stories go with it. The stories, although, we have stories about Picasso, we have stories about Da Vinci, we have stories about all those great guys, right? But in today's environment, you can leave a story. You can craft the stories they're going to tell about you before you leave. Now, if that's not important to you, just think it in terms of the short term. By telling the story, tell you what, we can tell you a story and make you a bad boy or a bad girl, right? I mean, it can be done. See, let's say you're a plein air specialist, right? And, how would you become a bad boy or a bad girl? Not by conforming to the rules. You get attention by saying something that goes against all the rules in plein airism, right? For example, maybe you don't know, there was a guy named Miles Davis, famous jazz trumpet player. Another guy was John Coltrane. Now, they knew each other. As a matter of fact, Coltrane played in Miles's band a couple times. But when John Coltrane started expanding beyond the basic platform of jazz, going into, out harmonics and things, what Miles Davis did, he poo-pooed, John Coltrane. And why did he do that? Because he got notoriety as being the guy who's backstabbing John Coltrane, right? Basic, but you guys don't do that. Now, if you do it, one other way you want to do it with a format like this, where you can tell your story over and over again to get it out, right? So just think of the power of the story, right? I'm at 201-790-3368. You can hit me up anytime. Go to artwithbill.com, sign up there. Remember, people buy from people they know. The best way for them to know you is through my candid video interview, right? Because you're not getting any press in those little magazines. You're not online. You're not in Times Square, right? You're not on the nightly news. So you got to use the guerrilla tactics, man, and you give so much more freedom. You can tell me anything you want. What I'm trying to say is you can tell me anything you want. You can tell me anything you want, any which way, to make you a bad boy or a bad girl. Don't worry about, Mac Daddies. The Mac Daddy's a perfect thing. That's not. You gotta be a contrarian. You have to be somebody who stands out. 201-790-3368. Peace out.